Good afternoon, everybody. As said before, we are going to do this webinar, well, now live for our group, and afterwards I will upload it to YouTube so that everybody who wants can see it. This is chosen mainly because of a pretty rough week, which is still not over, I think, and to give others an idea what we do in our group. We'll start again with the general view on Bitcoin and on the other USD coins we are watching. And from there on, we'll continue with most of the coins we were watching this week. I skipped a few because, I just can't see anything useful about it. They are in no man's land, and they will do more or less the same patterns like all others. And I think we are still in a zone where we are fully depending on the movements of Bitcoin and what's going to happen in the next days. And I'm very positive for Bitcoin, but and also for Litecoin and Ethereum, but that's maybe because we're trading them against the dollar. All the other coins which are traded against the Bitcoin, that's more or less all the altcoins. It's still, shaky times. It's still not over. We followed them the whole week. We saw them dropping and dropping. Beginning of the week, we warned you for using stop losses and where and when, or when not. We saw a bounce earlier this week, and failing that bounce failed. So a very tricky week. If I just take one example, this tells very good what happened this week. We had a very deep retrace where the whole market suddenly dropped and all coins collapsed within a few minutes, what was very weird. Then we found this bottom here, and we had a bounce, and the bounce failed, and because of the strong Bitcoin. And we bounced more or less yesterday on the same level. Well, for ARK, we'll go back later to ARK. We're trying to bounce again, but I think for most of the coins, I'm a bit negative, or I'm expecting some more downside the coming days. And well, let's see why. If we go to the Bitcoin, we still have this bigger picture, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which should end here. And like I said yesterday and also on Wednesday, it's damn hard in these times when Bitcoin is that strong to make any useful technical analysis, because if it goes, it just keeps going. And that's what we saw here around this zone where it's mentioned here. I was expecting correction here, a little correction to here or here maybe, what looked very logical, but it just kept going and going and going. It blasted through 5,000, like a tornado, and we found some top for now here at 5,900. But I think the rally is not over yet, and I think that where I thought we would do this to reach this area, we would need some extra corrections on its way, but it's just going. And look at these candles. It's crazy. I've never seen such a natural growth in my years that I'm following cryptos, because to me this still looks very natural. And we have seen some crazy pumps in the past years, but this looks just like never-ending demand for Bitcoin. What means not any logical correction. I'm already going back to the 1 hour, and then I see that we just broke out of this pennant. I was expecting more like this to make a correction here. I made a setup yesterday on TradingView where I said this looks pretty logic to me. Can I find it? Yeah. And I said, well, it looks to me logical that we'll do some kind of correction before going to this blue box. And later yesterday I said, it looks to me that we're just going, and it didn't go yesterday. It seems to me that we are breaking out now, doing a retest of this pennant, of this trend line, and it might very well go up. And I know a lot of you are fearing for their altcoins, so we'll see what we have to expect for the altcoins later on. This still might change to another pattern, but for now, as long as this goes up from here, then we have a pretty okay breakout to the upside. If it's continued now, let me see. Can't say much about it yet. For now, let's see if this continues. I don't think we're gonna visit this one, and that the correction to here is the deepest point we've seen for now. So there's a little correction here, and then going sideways. This is choppy. This is dangerous to trade, and this is also not very convincing. And well, maybe we'll just see some typically weekend movements, and that it stays pretty in the same range. But time will tell us. And for now, this looks like it's breaking out, and that we are going to the upside. Ethereum, bigger picture, is what we are looking for the whole week already, reaching target number 3, the blue box. We reached it here, and this might even extend. When I look at this candle, then it might even extend a bit. I'm looking at this movement. This might even go a bit higher, and that's fully logical. It can extend in this box, but on the longer run, I have a bullish flag here. Broke out, retesting. It might do one more leg up, and then somehow I'm still expecting. I'm expecting now one more leg up, and then a correction. And from 4, the 4 is here. or here, or here, somewhere here. Seems logical to me. Then we might do an attack to the long-term trend line, which is this one. You see, 4 and then 5. I'm not sure in what matter there is coming some news and development for Ethereum. I don't know in what way that will affect this possible correction. But now a further up move and followed by a correction might very well correspond with one more leg up in Bitcoin and then a correction. They have been trading very correlated last weeks. You see, this bounce we also saw in Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. You see, this bounce is here, and then going up. Strong move yesterday. That's what you also see here, a strong move. So I'm expecting more upside here, just like here. And maybe then a smaller correction and then further up. And that's what I also see for Bitcoin. I'm thinking of a 5 here, reaching 5 here, then a correction, and then again up. Yes, up. Not sure how far, but that was maybe a bit optimistic. But I'm looking for a move more or less from here to here, then some correction maybe to here, and then one push up into this blue box, and from there on we'll have to see how it evolves and what are the future steps. It's way too early to think about it right now. But yeah, we are online in this webinar 4 times a week, so and 24/7 in our Slack channel. So we'll keep you updated. If I change this one to Litecoin, we have more or less also that kind of pattern. You see the strong bounce and a bit less going up, but a nice move yesterday here. What brought it much higher, and I still have this target for Bitcoin. It's midterm, I think. We've seen this pattern already many times this week. You should remember it and know it. This is a possible trend reversal pattern. Maybe even you can say it's like this. I don't look too much at spikes. I draw what is logical for me. For me, this looks logical, and this might very well do another bit like this, and then maybe a drop till to test the trend line, what is from the flat pattern here, and then maybe continue out to the longer term target. Let me check, because this is midterm and this is long term, but that might take another year, but still a possibility for me. But first, let's see shorter term what happens here. What I said, I'm expecting a bit of a correction later on, maybe a bit more up, in correspondence with Bitcoin going up. And then also a little drop and then a push further up. Let's see. If I go to the Bitcoin and Bitcoin related cryptos, then I'm looking again at Ethereum. And this is what we discussed yesterday. We have a downtrend going into a triangle. What is a trend continuation pattern, and it's dropping out, and this might even drop more. Let me see. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe this area, or even a bit lower, like here. Let me see, shorter term. Yeah, that's the same pattern I just described in Litecoin. You see, dropping out and correcting. So this might do a little bit up maybe and then down. So let's see. Okay, now alphabetical. ADEX. Yeah, this looks very much like this would fit in the Bitcoin movement. Bitcoin going up, and this will test more this area, and we can only hope that it holds this line. And if Bitcoin gets into the blue box, maybe we are somewhere here, and then this might start a bounce. And what I noticed from the whole week, when there is a bounce in cryptos, ADEX is doing pretty healthy and pretty strong bouncing. So this might be a good candidate to pick up when we're leaving this pattern. Let me check. If it breaks here, then it might fall very deep, but I'm not expecting that right now, because this is already back to the previous bottom. Should be enough, hopefully. ARC, also one of the strong, or well known, the weak coins of the last week. This is complete retracement in a few days. Well, a few days was from here, I think. But this is very long retrace, fail to bounce, trying to bounce again. But this is still not convincing me. And if Bitcoin goes up, this is going to test the long-term trend line. This one. And if it fails, this one can out. But if it fails to hold this zone here, which might be very well possible, this is the next area where it's going to. So that's from, let's say, 50 to 35, 30. That's a lot again. So let's hope it holds this trend line. And also here, don't buy because you think there's a bottom. We've seen it earlier this week. Several times we thought we were on the bottom and then it dropped again and again. So only buy when we see a clear reversal pattern and a clear bounce. And like we discussed yesterday, we will be in Slack, or we will organize an extra meeting when we see important changes, and then we'll be online for sure. Ardor, our whale play. Before we started the meeting, I draw this line and I thought, well, looks bullish and it's going. And why is it going? I don't know. Just because whales are playing with it. I have no other reason. I don't know if there is any news, but this is just whale play, and this might, you see here, very typical, all these weird patterns. That's all. Yeah, buy wall. Let me take another one. Yeah, buy wall, buy wall, buy wall, buy wall, buy wall, sell wall, sell wall. And you see what happens when this is when these walls get removed. And that's, well, this coin was one of my favorites a few days, or well, a week or 2 weeks ago, and we made a nice up move, but this is starting out to get very tricky to trade, and it's pretty much annoying, because if you want to analyze it, it's more or less impossible, because you are fully depending on what whales are doing with it, and you really have no influence, or you cannot look at your normal patterns what you might think is happening, because you look at these strange patterns that it's not possible to do any analysis on it. So yeah, I can't give any advice. It dropped into this box twice, and now showing a strong bounce, more strong than other coins, and yeah, it's a bit surprising me. Not sure what to advise at the moment, right now, for this. Basic attention token is weak. Like yesterday, we spoke, and you see what it dropped. And I was lucky to sell here on the top, but bought back in way too early. And now this might even drop a bit more. If Bitcoin goes up more, I don't have many history in the chart, so it's difficult to say where it's going. But a bit more drop wouldn't surprise me. Decade is also going down, I think. Decade. It's making a hesitant up move. Once Bitcoin moves up, this will drop. Let me see. Yeah, it's important zone here, but I think it will do a bit more of this, and then hopefully find the bottom and then go. Because it's about time they start going again. Factum is also weak. Well, many coins are weak, but right now it's showing some kind of bouncing, but I strongly advise to stay out for the moment, because this is still going down. It's bouncing a bit now, but that has no meaning. This might drop to this zone, and that's about 250,000 sats, and then maybe a breakout. Then this might be already a good breakout to jump in, or here. But be aware, this might do a bit more down and then go up. Gain also going down and down and down. Let me see, what is this for pattern? very small time frame. Well, whoa, no, that's too small. Let me see what I can make of it. Look, this. We've seen this before earlier this week, well, many times, more or less. We have a downtrend, correction in that downtrend, and a continuation, because this is a trend continuation pattern. And we have to hope and pray that it holds this bottom and then go. Let me see, otherwise, well, it's a long-term trend line. Then I'm looking at this area. Let's this. Yes. If it falls below the trend line, this trend line, then it drops here in. And then it will start accumulation again, and yeah, that might take some weeks, maybe. I don't know. But for now, let's focus on this trend line, and let me see what is the potential drop more. We are now on 33, going to 25, 20. Well, my advice, if you are in this one from here already and you got surprised by this drop and you're still keeping, don't sell it here, and keep it here. Close your books and go do something nice with your family. Go walking, go hiking, go biking, and come back in a few weeks maybe. Then it might look better, because game is the same like many others. There are lots of developments which we discussed earlier this week. These coins didn't stop their developments, and we are in a bull market for cryptos. I talked about it yesterday a long time. Bitcoin is very bullish. The total market cap is very bullish. More and more attention in the media for crypto. I contacted yesterday the hedge fund manager to hear something from him. They even didn't get into cryptos, and they are still gaining or raising funds. So they all have to come yet, and there's a lot coming, and that's all positive. We should be worried longer term when Bitcoin was collapsing. Like I said yesterday, when there would, name something what would be very terrible for Bitcoin. I don't know, but BTC should collapse and get in a bear trend, and then I would be worried for the altcoins. Yes, of course, we have seen big losses this week, but the developments longer term are all very good for many coins. And we'll pick later on, I will once again repeat the coins we are focusing for strong bounces. But yeah, most important message is that we are longer term bullish for altcoins, and that for my feeling, we are closing into a bottom. Not yet sure where, but that's what we try to find together with you. So back to game. This will do a bit more like this, maybe, and hopefully stay here. Otherwise here, and there, or here, like that. Gas is one of my longer term plays. Can't say much now. It's in a downtrend, but this is also a deep bullish pattern, and it bounced more or less on the 786 Fibonacci, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a deep correction. So normally this should go up, and yeah, it can play around a bit still here in this area. Do this and this, maybe even one more down, but this is going. Not sure yet when, but I have very good hopes for this one, that this will be one of my better plays in the coming months. Lisk is exactly doing what I was fearing last week already, and that is that we are completing this move. It's now, let me check. It's exactly on the 786, I think. No, it. Yeah, okay, I see. It's on the bottom of my target box, which is calculated as an ABC move from here. I think this one A, B, C, something like that, and it's on the bottom of this box, and I think it will drop out and complete this move. Maybe here or here, and then we can start look again. Maybe it's doing something like this. You see? Going down, finding a bottom and bounce. This might be a very, very nice buy zone. It's 84. It's now 84, and a drop to 66, 70. That would be an amazing good buy. Let's see if it plays out. Neo. Yeah, I was expecting a drop from Neo because of this bearish flag, like this bearish flag, and as soon as Bitcoin makes a move up now, this will drop, and I think this will drop into the blue box again. Oh, come on. So more or less this ABC move. A, B, C. I think this is not completed yet. And to complete, it would drop into this smaller box. This bigger box is this ABC move, A, B, C, which already went here into the box. But it might again visit the box, and even to complete this move on the right side, it should gonna touch the smaller box. And then longer term, well, we have to see if it bounces here. And then we could get a very nice move up, and maybe a bit lower, but that's what we can determine when the bounce is here in place, the bottom is in place. Let me see what if I can. Oh no, that's not here. It's not OMG. I was watching. Yeah, look, OMG. Good up move, correction, and now in this area, which is the ABC from here, A, B, C. It's still in the area, and well, could be there for more days. And this looks pretty as a reversal, or no, not yet. This has to for more. I'm not. This looks more like a down move coming, and hopefully stays in this box. RSI, like many other coins, has still also space to drop a bit more. If we don't hold this one, this line or this box, if we drop out, then we'll drop back to around 109 or 98, something in that area, like here. That's the Fibonacci 786. Right now we are hovering around the 618, and I think we're going a bit more down. Let's see what, meanwhile, what Bitcoin is doing. Yeah, you see, it's trying to get up again. PFX, I don't know if I can say much about this one. Well, yeah, up move, correction, trying to move up again, correcting and retesting this line. Also, yeah, wait for more. Wait for some topping in Bitcoin, and then we might see some rally. For now, I can't say much more about it. Stratus is going down and down. You see this zone. I had this zone, I think, when we were somewhere here. I showed it to you earlier this week when Stratus was, I think, 140, 130. Then I draw this box that this was my expected bouncing zone, but you see it's going deeper and deeper, and we're now more or less in this zone. And if Bitcoin makes a big up move, this will make even more bad moves, but I don't see any really now any movements or any zones where it could be heading to. It's just going. I'm not sure where. We'll have to wait and see, and maybe pick up when we see a bounce and then look for a breakout. But for Stratus, I haven't seen or heard anything exciting news or whatever in the past few weeks. So for me, the sentiment is pretty weak, and it's not on my list for good buys for the coming days. Yeah, SIS reached the target box this week, the target box which we made when it was here. Just wait for a bounce. VIA dropped out of this pattern, pretty disappointing, and I'm expecting to finish this ABC. And that would be around 15. And then it's going to make us all filthy rich with a gigantic up move. Well, that's what I'm hoping for a long time, and you all know. But it's also reacting very, very hard on Bitcoin movements. We've seen it dropping this week per day 20% or something. And I'm expecting a bit more down and then bouncing. Waves also very poor, very weak this week, and it went down more than 50%. And there is this ABC move, which I expect to finish here around 55 to 45, more or less. So don't buy it yet. Even when it touches this box, don't buy it, and wait for a clear bounce and a breakout of this yellow line. Then you have a bit more of confirmation that we might find a way up again. For now, stay out. Wings the same. This is going down and more down. Yes. I think this might do one more leg down. To where? Oopsie. Hard to say. I don't have history enough on my chart. It already dropped below this support line. So yeah, I can't make anything out of it. Maybe when I look at this and count with equal legs, yeah, maybe a bit like this here. Maybe to 70. Yeah. So wings maybe all the way back down to 70. Lunar stellar, not much to say. It will drop again here. It's already dropping a bit, and yeah, wait for bounce. This is the target area, and it will visit it again, and then wait and see. Ripple made a deep pullback and will visit this area again. It will, I think it will drop below this support line once Bitcoin moves up a bit more, and then drop hard into this area again. The zero coin might drop here also. Look, same pattern like this, more or less. It doesn't need that much, and then it will drop. To where? Yeah, same like many others. There's not much on the chart. I can't say a lot about it, where to go. Let me look at this line. Worst case, well, I'm not expecting that, but worst case is this. But that looks very much to me. I don't think so. Pay, same, more or less. Look, yeah, it's the same, exactly the same I told you before. Down move, triangle, and this trend continuation, and it's dropping out here. You see? And it's already dropping more than other coins are doing right now. It's also a weak sign. And it might go, it's already more or less in this area. Maybe even a bit lower to go. You see that we are checking many coins, and a lot of them I can't give an exact number, and normally it's pretty easy for me to call amounts or numbers where I expect a bounce or a reversal. But for many coins, we are in new uncharted territories, and there is we have seen so many weird moves this week that it's pretty hard for me to call the numbers where it bounces and to where it goes, where it dumps. So that's why I can't be that precise as normally. I noted Imrat. 0x, yeah, like I said, this week this might go and go and go, and looks like there is no stopping. Going. I don't know. I already expected bounce here, a big bounce, but it just keeps falling. I would think that what maybe would help here in this coin is a listing on other exchange, because it's only on Poloniex. Well, of course, all coins are dropping now, but I think this coin needs a listing on Bittrex or something. It's only on Poloniex, and somehow I think that most of the whales or pumpers left. They all left Poloniacs. Yeah, not much to say here. Expecting this also, and hopefully here a bounce would be a great buying zone. Next year, bouncing on the 786. Let me see from where that comes. Okay, from that move. And look at this correction, it's crazy. What a fall. Try to bounce here, failing, and now again heading towards this support zone. And if you, I know some of at least one of our members is in, and was surprised by the drop and had no stop loss. Yeah, this is crucial to hold. If this doesn't hold, it might. What? No, that's 50%. That's way too much. That might happen with bad news or devs bailing out or something. But in normal conditions, this wouldn't do another 50%. So maybe here. It looks more logic. If this doesn't hold, this is next area where you can start your prayers. That's it for now for this list. Somebody asked, Imrat asked for Mona. Oh, what do you want me to say? I can't do anything with this, man. If unfair, man, this is just a crazy pump. I can't tell anything about it. What makes sense? This is beyond all analysis, and I can draw some lines, but they are useless. I have no idea what is the. This is typically either a pump or some big fundamental news, and that's not you can't analyze that. Fun Ethereum. Oh, that's the daily. Wait. No, let's go back to the daily just to get an idea. You know how I work. I always start with daily. Try to find some patterns. This doesn't make that much sense. Yeah. But yeah, it has the same problems like all altcoins right now, Carl. Dropping, and hopefully find the bottom here. Let me check if I see something else. Well, it seems pretty critical for me that it holds the support line, but I wouldn't be so sure about it. If we get more drop in Bitcoin or rise in Bitcoin, it might drop here. And to where? This might be the zone, but not really looking clear to me. If I look at this pattern here at the end, if this is telling me something, Kyle, can you check what is the volume for this coin? I think not that much, is it? No, yeah. Then it's hard to make a decent analysis. But I'm looking at this pattern, and this is a falling wedge. I think this might do this, and you see movements here getting smaller and smaller, and then you get a breakout. But I can't tell you where. But normally this breaks out to the upside. This is the blue trend lines indicate me this is a reversal pattern out of the downtrend. This will get smaller and then a breakout to the upside. So, well, we only did an hour. Do we have some more coins you want to see? I had one, maybe somebody in our group was in Verge is looking weak, I thought. Let me see. If you are in Verge or interested, wait for it to get here. This line, this might be perfect buying zone. Now suddenly 20 requests come in. Somebody was asking for a block coin earlier this week. I'm expecting on blocknet, is it? I'm expecting blocknet to drop here. It's making a ABC like this. ABC. Yeah. Ada. Okay. Yeah, it's tricky. This is also big whales in, and this looks like making some sense, but I know the order book for ADA is very thick and many big orders on large orders on both sides, so that you can get these movements very easy. And this is fully dictated by whales. That is also a positive indication. And some of you know maybe that I'm also in this trade. And just what I told you also, don't bet too much money on it. But this could be a very big profit maker in a few weeks, for sure. But don't bet too much money on it. If you're not in yet, try to catch it more or less a bit more towards this line, because you see it here. It can it's doing many times shakeouts, like here, shakeout, 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 and the whales are just playing. And like I say, I ride the whales, and I'm riding on their back with them because I know that they want to go higher. And now I hope that they don't watch this video and dump on us. But yeah, I think looking at the pattern, this could go to 900, and then maybe you have a more clear side pattern, and then we can determine maybe more the better next targets. But I think 900 is already good start. Monero. You gotta be kidding me. I think I drew this box 1 week or 2 weeks ago. I think a week ago. when I think you also asked for this one. Viewer number 27 who didn't register his name. I think somewhere here, or I don't know where, but this request, we draw this during one other meeting, and then I draw this box. I said it might go here. Well, that worked out. Yeah, it's same like all the others. This can play around here a bit and then go. Fully dependent on Bitcoin. It's a weird situation these days with Bitcoin so strong, and we have to sit and wait until Bitcoin makes moves or doesn't move anymore. But it feels for me that we're in a very strange time. That, well, on one side we can be very happy with the movements of Bitcoin, but for our altcoins it's very tricky, and just a matter of time and wait for better times until this moves again. And I think that is most of what it's more or less counting for all the coins I see at the moment, because I could have made this list even 10, 20 coins more, but most of them will all show the same pattern. And then you have one or two crazy coins like Walton Coin, what are doing completely opposite, or like ADA. But the normal coins will do all the same, and that's waiting for Bitcoin and dropping a bit, or even dropping a bit more, and then trying to find the bottom and bounce. And once the bounce, when the bottom is found, we already spoke several times which coins we think would be good to buy. Let me see the list, and then I think it's ARC, ADEX, Gas, Neo, OMG, VIA, Waves, Elastic, ADEX, Lisk, and I think if you bought them all, then you already have a very nice list. Let me see the other watch list. If I missed some, but yeah, well, of course, Ethereum and Litecoin are long-term very good. Ardor could make big steps, just like Trust. But yeah, for now I'm not that sure. I have other coins in my on my list which I think will do better. And for sure, Deckard, Factom, Basic Attention Token, they all will do nice bounces. But during the week we picked some of the better coins we think, which are also bigger coins in volume wise, where we know there are coming bigger developments and positive news. And for instance, the Chinese coins, we are expecting a lot. I almost forgot them, but for instance, Walton Coin and Kyber, we are expecting for the longer term. And when I take a look at Walton, you see it bounced on the 38%. Or no, this is wrong. This is the 61. It retraced 61. And it might drop back again to this zone, but I think this is the bottom for Walton. This is acting weird. Wait. Let me see, Kyber. yeah, it's just dropping a bit, and a bit more. Trying to bounce here. Just wait for Bitcoin to move. And once altcoins move, I think that Kyber is going to make a big steps. $1.21. A few months, then we'll have $5 here. It's my bet. And especially, I think end of next week, there will be some more news from our Chinese friends. What to do with the regulations. It's more or less expected that they will open up again trading, but then regulated, and that might give a nice boost on many Chinese coins. And the list I gave, certainly there will be coins which will bounce harder and make bigger gains, but that's a list which our team, which we made, we think that are good bets and are pretty safe. Sure, there will be coins all around who do way more, but I think they are also more risky. And we try to give you better in this time when we have such a strange moving Bitcoin. Well, it's good moving, but it's only going and going and going. We think it's more safe to bet on the coins which I just mentioned. Being said that, I'm gonna close finish the market watch, and gonna show you something else, which I wrote these days. I'm going to drop a link in our Slack channel for the new training, what is coming up. End of October, well, in about 8-9 days, we'll start with a new training group for the English-speaking team members. Or let's say for the English-speaking traders, because it's also open for new members. But as you all know, that members of the Market Watch, they will have first chance to get in this new group. And what we are going to discuss, or what you're going to learn to trade and chart yourself. That's also that we're going to learn you how to apply trading rules. How to use technical analysis. You're going to learn to chart. We're going to learn how to calculate targets, bouncing zones, just like I am trading or how I'm charting. We are doing breakout trading and other trading strategies. We're going to show margin trading. We're going to do a lesson in money management and some introduction in the typical weird crypto scene with influencers and pumpers and dumpers and developers, and what makes it a very strange mixture of weird people. And that's the group. Where in this group, we also open a Slack channel. It's a selective group. It will be about 25 people. In September, we did also a training around for Dutch-speaking people, and that was it was a great success because I just got the results of a questionnaire, and more or less all the people replied with ratings for individual questions for a good to excellent, and general rating from 0 to 5 was over 4 or 5, and there was one person who gave a 3, and I know the reason why. We have, I think, some fun in destroying my good results, but yeah, it's sorry for him that I don't have place for him in my team. But it's bad that he gives bad figures, bad numbers for my training. But anyhow, all the other team our training students were very satisfied, and that is I'm very happy with, and that's a good sign to continue with that. And these people are also gathered in a Slack room. And just like you are in MarketWatch, they are in a Slack room for trading, where they get more or less 24/7 assistance in charting, and we also share there the charts and the signals. And what is very important is this: lifetime access. If you sign in for the training, you'll get free entrance to our Slack group, for that Slack group. And that means that you are building a community together with others. And we are still thinking about some mixture with people from MarketWatch. We're not sure yet how to do. But you'll have lifetime access. So anytime when you want to, we are building a community, and together we are getting better. You are getting better together with your colleagues, with your students, and you're learning from us. And when this evolves, then you are going to help each other. More info about it, I will send in the Slack. And what I said, the first days now it's only open for Slack for MarketWatch members, and during the week registration will open for people who are not yet member. But you guys have first chance, and I'll give it a day or 3 so that you can decide, and then. Please send me a message in Slack if you are interested, and I can tell you more. That's about our training. Looking at Bitcoin. Do we have some other questions? No. Scrolling. Okay, then I would like to close the MarketWatch, to finish the MarketWatch, and wish you all a very nice weekend, and see you in Slack. And if you have questions or want to see another chart, send me or Bart send it into the Slack channel, and we will respond to it, and we can help you. And if there are any other stuff, if things are getting exciting, we will be online, or even open a new live session. And till then, I wish you all a very good and nice and helpful weekend. Bye-bye.